Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm your host, Mastat, and we are back with another video for you guys. And before we move on, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And of course, you can check me out on Rumble and on Locals. I will put the link below. Of course, as well, check me out on Instagram and TikTok. I put some clips there, as you can also see. Without any delay, let's get active. Today we are looking at polynomials. Well, polynomials. So, what are polynomials? Basically, it comes from two words. Two words. Poly, which means what? Many. And nomials, which means terms. So it basically is a function that has more than one term. We can confirm this by looking at Google right here. Right here. So polynomial means many terms, all right? And now, if you have a polynomial, if you have a polynomial with one term, we call this a monomial. If it has two terms, right, we call it binomial. If it has three terms, we call it trinomial. And of course, if it has four, I'm pretty sure it's going to be something else, and number five, something else, but usually we only go up to three. You would have to Google that part because I don't really need to. So, what does that mean? Now, what we are basically saying is, in a polynomial, we have different aspect of it. We can have a monomial, a binomial, and a trinomial. And if you're writing a polynomial that has more than two terms, that has more than one term, so either a binomial or a trinomial, and there is that thing called the degree. So the degree, right, of polynomial. If you're writing one and the degree of polynomial is more than one, then you write this polynomial in a descending order. For instance, let's say you have x3 plus x4 plus y2. Well, this is a trinomial, and we have the highest degree, which is 4. So it would be written as follows: x4 plus x3 plus y2, y squared. So that's how I would write a polynomial that has with a degree that is higher than 1, right? Now, we can actually calculate or evaluate a polynomial function. We're gonna look at that in the future. It's basically called a quadratic function. Sometimes that's how they call it. But here's the biggest thing about polynomial. In polynomial, in any polynomial, actually, a polynomial cannot have an exponential fraction. Cannot have an exponential fraction. All right. As a matter of fact, any terms that has an exponential fraction is not a polynomial. For instance, if we have 2x to the power of 1/3 minus 3x squared minus 2, this this right here is not a polynomial because it has an exponential fraction. The same way, if you have 3x squared minus 2 square root of x minus or plus 4, this is not a polynomial fraction either. Why? Because it has the radical. So, because it has the radical, let me actually make it better actually. Because it has the radical, because it has the radical right here, this makes it not a polynomial. Why? Because basically, to write this right here, to write radical of x is the same thing as x to the power of half, right? It's just another way of writing x to the power of half. So polynomials cannot have any fractional exponent or any radical. It can only have exponents that are integers. Now, you can have a polynomial like this one, like a 1/4 x to the power of 3 plus 2/3 x to the power of 2 plus 4x. This is a polynomial. Why? Because the exponents are integers, right? But in a polynomial, you cannot have any radical or any exponential fractional power or fractional exponent. So, last thing we're gonna learn, we can actually graph. Not last thing, but we can actually graph. You can graph polynomials, right? And the last thing we're gonna do is you can add or subtract polynomials. Alright? You can add or subtract polynomials. You can actually graph polynomials. And this right here is where I'm gonna stop. I wanted to make sure you guys get to know these things before we move on to doing exercises. So I'm gonna stop right here, right now. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be alert when I put another video on my YouTube channel, on my locals, and on my Rumble account. Follow me there as well, and of course, follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I put some mini clips over there just to give people an idea what the topic is for that time. And of course, you can always donate to the channel. My Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle, they are all down in the description below. This is Math Stats. Hope to see you guys again. Until then, Math Stats out.